Alright, so we're gonna do a VOD review of one of the subs. All subs get free VOD reviews. Um, I believe it will be this guy. Yeah. Okay, according to chat, yeah. I have no clue how to pronounce that name, but in chat his name is Zog. So yeah, well, I'm gonna call him Zog, the Orisa, and we're gonna see how this game goes. And Orisa, whenever I'll mention this later. Noted in chat, you're asking if Orisa places her bongo in front of her or at her feet, and it's like slightly to the right. So I'll show that whenever it actually happens. But let's see how this goes. Zog, what SR are you, first of all? I'll get that. Yeah, Zog, what SR are you? I can always cut shit out. Bro, I don't know what I'm listening to, but it's a vibe, I guess. I'm gonna, I can guess from the gameplay. Let's do that. You're gonna respond in chat, but that's fine. So you play here. So the first thing I want to mention is Orisa. You can get some value out of this, but the thing is, you'll get the most value if you stand further back, especially against a Rhine. Because the Rhine's going to get value walking into you, and when you shoot, you can't back up fast enough because you slow down. So like already you're in a slightly bad position, but it probably doesn't matter because they don't have a Lucio. But yeah, you're going to get cut out by this Fair in a second, wherever she. Yeah, this Fair, if this Fair is correct, like goes right here, she's going to cut you off, and you're going to get spammed out at a higher rank. So, like already you're in a bad spot. But that's okay, because you just walk backward, they don't have a Lucio, you don't get punished. However, your Anna does get punished, so I'm gonna see. Hypothetically, would she have been fine if you had a shield where it should have been? Or did she just get rolled? Maybe. If you were standing here, your Ana would have been standing here, and probably wouldn't have died, so he's fair. But that's just a hypothetical. That's not really your fault as much. So these pulls on what I'd like you to do as Orisa is these pulls that you're doing onto the Rhine are good. However, to get the most value out of that pull, so to get the most value out of this pull, let me make sure this is set. 10 seconds. I'd like you to pull a little bit higher up. So if you displace the Rhine more, he can't move. So if you pull him up, he has a longer time to first land, and then also he has to walk back forward depending on how far you pull it. So like if you look at how you do this, this is ST Zog's gameplay. He hasn't let me know what SR it is, so I'll guess as a rank. I think you said it in chat before, but I don't remember. It's been weeks. So like you see that pull, you lifted him barely, and you also didn't move him back. So like if you made that pull like go here and up, it would stop him a little bit longer and allow you to get more shield break. Because the point of this pull is to get shield break done. You're not looking for a pick with it. You're not doing anything. You're just giving your time more space, or you're giving yourself more space and time to break their shields so that when they actually engage onto you, you can kill them. Which is fine because they don't have a Lucio, so they don't get to like punish you at all. You're playing for your life. This is all fine. You get a pull. I mean, this all just looks like typical Orisa gameplay. And your team kind of just got ran over because you're against a Pharah. And you have a Zarya as your second tank. So the thing that I want anybody, no matter what rank you are, no matter what hero you're playing, you have to, after you lose first fight, or generally after first fight no matter what, it's ideally as soon as you can do it. Generally it'll be after you lose a fight. You look at your team comp and you look at the enemy team comp and you say, okay, what do I need to do to win against that comp? the blue team right here, you have double shield, a soldier, a tracer, on a Moira, right? So you guys are gonna be playing a bit more of a poke, and your Moira can brawl out, while your soldier can deal with the Pharah Mercy. Kind of is how I think this is gonna go. So you're gonna generally want to be playing high grounds and try to deny space from this Pharah along with your soldier. So let's see. You already take high ground. That's good. I like that pull personally. If you have any other, like if you have a soldier coming with you, that's even more goated. Okay. Alright, first what I want to say, this angle, I go to this angle often. This angle is probably one of the worst angles you can go to. It's a little bit unlucky you get charged. So, as Orisa with your projectile, you're aiming so far down, you're not going to get much value. You will get more value coming to this angle and off angling from here, or you will be getting something from this side, from this off angle. By going straight here, you won't get much. It's just really hard to aim, in my opinion. You can go here for a second, look for a quick pick because they don't expect an Orisa here, like someone on the cart. So like if they have a Zen and he's pushing cart right here, and you peek that top corner, you just roll him with the headshots, pull him, headshot him more, he just dies, right? But as soon as you see that you don't gain anything from standing here, you literally stand here for a second and kind of do nothing, right? You get a pull off, you miss the pull, you spam with the Mercy a little bit, you spam with the Pharah. But everything that you're doing right here, you could literally just poke for a second, and you haven't done anything for 5 seconds. You can walk backwards and go here and get a better angle. You can even drop off here and get an even closer angle, and then rotate back through stairs to get to high ground if needed. So I'd like to see a little bit more like movement instead of I know I said the spam, but you can move around and like take different angles while spamming. And then you have your headphones off and you get charged. Sometimes that's just a little unlucky. Unlucky. I'll chalk it up to caught by surprise, because I mean that happens to me too. Your soldier is currently DCing. Let's watch this gameplay. I think it's gonna be peak gameplay.
Mission ain't over yet.
Yep. Good player. Zog is back in chat. You troll at one point in this game, so ignore it. Nah, no worries, man. Everybody trolls. It always happens. GM players troll all the time anyways. OWL players troll. In all honesty, you are just not going to win right here. Okay, what you can do though, don't be afraid to bongo this. You have a coalescence currently. You have a coal right here. So if you bongo, do you have gold? You don't have gold. Okay. So like a few seconds ago, if you walk in here, let's see. I'll tell you the exact moment that I would have bongoed. So you're just poking right here. There's not much you can do against a Nana Reinhardt. This is fine. Right here, as soon as that charge lands and you know you won't die, you're safe in this cover, your coalescence happens, drop your bongo and literally face stuff this Rhino to kill him. He can't get out in time. He's gonna have to shield out, which will make him slower, and you walk forward into him. He's gonna have a pocket, but like you have a coal on him as well. You should be fine. And I believe, do you have coal? And you don't have fortify, so like this Kree's about to turn right here with a high noon. You'll see that in a second. And there's a chance that you turn and just beam him down with a headshot with bongo, and your soldier peeks as well. But that's like, you might just die to him. But I personally would bongo this and look for a pick here, because if you, the thought behind it is you get a pick on their main tank, you can now walk out onto this point pretty much for free. They have look at this team. If you get that pick on that Rhine and you walk out, you will win this next fight. So it's just worth using an ult even though you're going to walk past it pretty soon. So let me take a look. So I would Bongo right here. The Rhine gets out, it's whatever. And you still get a pick, but you've lost 2. It's unlucky. You just go next. Go next fight. I would be doing this too. You can get some spam out. Honestly, that's perfect. You push in enough until you realize like going into that room is a death sentence, and then you back out. That's exactly what I want you to do. Now I want you to spam out this fair, try to help yourself, which is, I believe, yep, you hold the ground. Noted in chat says, how do you know when to gold rather than just taking damage? Is it just limit testing or are there specific times? Generally, oh yo, we popped off. Generally you will gold, generally you will almost always gold, if you're taking damage. Unless there's only a few scenarios. One, if you can quickly get to a corner and you won't die. So like if you're here, you can just peek out of the corner. 2 is if you have a Baptiste with you. The Baptiste can lamp you so you don't have to worry about it. And the third, I mean, it is kind of like limit testing like you said. But I don't know. You just kind of get the feel for it, but there's a pretty good cycle of, so I'll look at his fortify usage to see if there's a like what I would say. Okay. And in chat they said this is Plat. That makes sense. And this is all good. Like your aim is pretty good. You're doing your stuff. Your main's 3.4 and you're a little lower. Okay, so you should be popping off on. As a high ranked player in a lower elo game, as Orisa, what you should be looking for is to carry games by DPS and by doing the most damage. So you going in and doing this stuff, this is honestly fine. Alright. In a 1v1 matchup against a Rhine, what you want to do is you want to shoot their Rhine, make sure he doesn't charge you, so make sure you have your gold or on a corner for a charge. Okay? And then once he's low HP and he shields, stop shooting at him and walk forward into him. You can literally melee him, you can get close enough to shoot him, but at that, like, you shooting at his, like, what HP is he? Their Rhine's 33 HP. All you need to do to kill him is get one shot and a melee onto this Rhine and he dies. But instead, you slow walk at him while shooting at his 1200 HP shield and you get no value out of it. So you see, if you just walked forward and melee twice, you would have killed this guy. And then, sure, you would have died. So what? On third point hybrid, it's essentially 2 CP, right? So if you trade, especially for a main tank, you'll be able to respawn and be back in time. I mean, they have a mercy, so they'll res it, so like you'll be a little bit late. But they have to fly over here, res, walk here. And by the time that you died, respawned, you're here. So you would have been here, and then like as long as your team just backs up a little bit, you're here. You can re-engage with this corner then, and you're completely fine. You saying this is a troll is a little bit true, but also I would be doing this. The troll was not meleeing and getting the trade. If you trade, it's all fine. Let's make sure I'm in near POV. There we go. Trolled first round, second round is where it gets good. Okay. Bongo that, good job. You fortified for the sigil, that's fine. Bongo dies because they nano right into you. Let me look real quick. What was the ulti con going into this fight? Wait, what? So your Sigma's dead. So Bongo now to make space, you should be Valking. I mean, this is a 6 ult fight versus a 5 ult fight with one person dead. You are going to lose this fight pretty much almost every time. Yeah. Oh. And yeah, like I said earlier, Bongo places slightly to the right and ahead of you. So when I think you turn at the wall, I believe. Oh, look at the mini shield. Look at that. So cute. But yeah, I believe that you turn and place the bongo, so it's gonna go as far into the corner as possible. Maybe it's the left hand. I'll show a better angle of it another time. You would have, yeah, and also on this specific point, I would have done like Hypernil said in chat. If the Sig ulted, I would hold Fortify personally and do the funny and go up here than Bongo. But that's just a cringe move and actually does not get value. It is just the funny streamer moment, haha. You go ball, stall, this is fine. They're gonna die, unlucky. Yep. And then you lay his cap. Alright, let's see. So at this point, like I said on the last round, you kind of be pressing tab. By now both teams have unlocked, you can see like what heroes they have, what heroes you have. You press tab while you're kind of walking in and you decide, okay, they have a Rhine Sigma, they're playing for a really hard spam, and you guys are playing for like decent spam. You guys kind of win the fight. You win the fight if you start with a spam and then walk in. Because their fair will get too much value if you never walk in, is kind of how I'm understanding this comp. But at the end of the day, you can get yourself and carry. Or if you get a pick on the fair, you just win. That is also the other way to play, which is what you do. You lose one player, but you should be able to res your player. Okay, unlucky. Widow's a fun character. This is all fine. Generally standing here isn't the greatest thing, but you don't lose much by standing here because you're waiting for your team to walk back from spawn. So you're just spamming, breaking their Rhine shield while your team is in spawn. You're getting a little aggressive while your team's pretty far back, and you're allowing the fair to get value out of this. You're also full golding with your shield up and at full HP, so it's a waste of the fortify ability. So like if you you golded for no reason here. So like if you just played a little bit slower, here, this is the thought. If you play a little bit slower and you played here for a second longer, at this point you walk up, you shield up, and then you walk in with fortify next. Or you like take this corner with fortify, then shield next. But you have no cooldowns, then by you pushing up in your Sigma trolling, I see you in chat, AJ, saying that Zog is trolling. By you going this way, you guys splitting, you allowed your Moira to die back here to the Pharah. It's unlucky. I mean, generally this is all pretty fine. I have no like main problems with this. It's just like a little bit more perfection could be used in cooldown management. Like that shield right there could be placed a little bit further up so you can spam without having to deal with anything. This is all fine. So, okay. What I'd like you to do is you're 99 on ult. Let's see. You're against a Pharah. Personally, with Bongo, I enjoy going this way because I think you get more, like, if you place your Bongo on this corner, it allows more control into point. But going here as well, if you place it like back here, it gets this angle and this angle. So it's fine both ways. But what I would want you to do with 99% ult is I would want you to go here, Bongo, and then shield aggressively. And force their Rhine to first not get healed, and second have to walk into you while you face stuff him with a fortify. So let's see. Which I think is what you're about to do, it's just going to be a little bit late. So yeah, I would be bongoing by now. Okay, so you bongoed late here. If you bongo earlier, maybe you force the Rhine away from shattering. It makes him scared backing off, like makes him back off. You know, he doesn't get that shatter off. Second, you get a coalescence with that bongo. Like I don't know where this Moira was fucking going. What is? What is this? What's that? Where is she going, man? How is she still alive? Dude, she's still alive. Okay, that is a Nolan inspired flank. But honestly, that flank would have worked if you bongoed. Just saying. That's my final thing. So if you use your cooldowns a little bit faster, use that bongo earlier. I think that'll help you out. And noted, how many VOD reviews do subs get? Is it just one? Subs get as many VOD reviews. I'll give them like one full VOD review like this, and then whenever I'm in queue for games, I'll VOD review as many as as long as my queue is. So like if I'm queuing late night or early morning, my queues can be as long as like 45 minutes. So like I can do VOD reviews during that. Sometimes my queues are as down as like 1 minute, so like you don't get much value there. But at the minimum you'll get the one long one, and then if you want some more help, I'll definitely reach out and help you out. And that goes for anybody else at the sub. This is really good. I want to point this out. See how you walked around the Rhine. So you get a pick here, right? And you walk over here. His shield's low, so you start walking into him, right? He can't walk into you. You break his shield. And then he starts to walk into you, and you kind of just back up away from him. Like, he can't do anything about it. And then you use your cooldown into their team. Like, that is exactly what I want to see. And that was some god tracking, I agree. And, oh, got some god tracked on the Pharaoh too. Yes, sir. Yeah, go here for some picks and then rotate high ground. You're not going to get a pick, rotate high. Okay. Honestly, I want you to rotate high, but staying point I do sometimes. Pulling this Widow is good. You're on blue team. You don't have anybody to really follow up with that pull though. If you had a Widow Hanzo, it's a Ashe, one of those characters, is a lot better to get that pull off, so you don't get much value, but you force her away from the angle, which is more than enough. Their Rhine's kind of inting, so make sure you punish that, and this is what you're doing. Okay, so you looked a little lost there. Okay, so what I would want you to do is to keep committing to this angle. By going here, you give up all space and let the cart rolls up, and the Rhine uses the cart as cover to walk up. So I'd want you to either walk all the way back here and take this angle. You're scared of the Widow. Okay, so I would want you to... Let's see. How long has Fortify been up? So when do you use Fortify here? Let's see that. Okay, so you use Fortify here, that's fine. Okay, so you use Fortify and your shield's about to come on cooldown. So if you keep taking this wide angle here, and you shield this corner, you'll force the Widow away, no matter what. You can contest the Widow then. Your Sigma probably dies because they have a wall and Rhine. Unlucky. They also nano the Rhine. But at the minimum, like, you would be able to turn this fight if your Kree got a good high noon, if you hold this angle and you get a good Cole. But yeah, your Sigma is a little bit up, and he's walled, and he's just dead meat. Ideally, one of you guys would have already been on high ground contesting this Widow, one of your Sigma or your Orisa, but that's fine. Let's continue watching. Can't get that right. There you go. So you die to this Rhine. Okay. Now you have a Bongo. My personal plan going into this fight with Bongo would be to... Cart's pretty far back. So the first plan would be to go rotate here, get under them, Bongo on these stairs, clear high ground, and shoot here. But the thing is, Cart's pretty far back, so it's not the best plan. So then what I'd want you to do is take a wide swing here, get their Widow out of in a bad LOS for you guys, so she either has to like drop down here, have a hard off angle like here, and like, where you can punish her pretty easily. So like come here with a bongo, and run this down and force their team back. And if you bongo all the way over here, that'll reach this corner. So like it'll force them back, and you can take this corner with space, and then you can use like a sigil next. Meanwhile, your soldier Kree goes high ground is like the ideal plan. So I want to see what you do, just to see like, it looks like you have that kind of same idea, I think. Okay. So you're going into a left room with a Mei and a Rhine. Meanwhile, your comp does better with range. So this is kind of a recipe for disaster. But you live. Okay, you traded. I'll allow it. Now you go through main and bongo. Bongo. There you go. Okay, so also I'm gonna go ahead and show that how the bongo places. Somebody was asking. Because this bongo is very close to not being ideal. So this bongo, you place it from the left side and it goes slightly in front of you to your left. And that bongo, if it was placed a little bit this way, it would be bad. Because when you walk forward, actually, yeah, it's still on you barely. But if that was to the left a little bit more, it wouldn't be on you. So that's a fine bongo. I like that bongo. So basically, to go back over that fight, you put yourself at a disadvantage going into this room. Luckily, you're Orisa, so you're a broken hero, and you can fortify and live all this. Then they somehow don't kill you when you're out of fortify. They charge you, and then he shatters you and cancels that shatter. So that's a misplay by them. I don't know what's going on there. You die. You get rezzed. And then I would bongo here, and now they've expended every single resource into you. That now you can go back in and re-engage with the bongo, and you should just win this game, which is what you do. And then you get a Kree High Noon, break the shield. Like, this is all just fine, and you keep walking up, and you just keep pressuring them. I understand the point of that pull, in hopes that your team helps. That's worth going for. I always do it. Ideally, what you pulled pretty much immediately. Hold on, let's see. When did you pull? I would say. So you threw that pull pretty much as soon as he used it, because like you already had it. So if you want everyone to look at this signal while he's ulting, you know this ult goes on for a pretty long time, right? Let's do a quick stun check. So where's your Kree? Your Kree's far away, so he's not going to get this flash off. Nobody else has a stun on your team except for their Brock, and that's on cooldown. So no matter what, your only way of killing him, or your only way of canceling this ult is killing him. So what I would want you to do is wait a little bit longer. Let your team they are all looking at him, so it's fine actually. But I would just wait a little bit longer to pull. That way he's not moving as much. And you can try to kill him. But I mean, that's fine. Yeah, this is all fine. I'd be taking a little bit more space maybe, but... Okay. Yeah, it's fine. Now turn and go help your team. And as soon as you hear that your team is ulting, you walk forward, which is kind of what you're doing. You could walk forward a little bit more, but as soon as you see this ult, you walk back. Which is what you do. You get walled, I think. This is all fine. You survive with fortify. Block the shatter. Goated. Yes, sir. No, this is perfect. You're kind of playing like a wave. It's kind of the core of Overwatch is like push in with ults, or push in with cooldowns, back out when they use cooldowns, push in with your ults, back out when they have ults, until you get a pick and win the game. This is fine. This Kree is fucking bold. He does not have a lamp. If I see my DPS inting, like that is at any higher rank, that high noon is an int. Because look at how many people are looking at him. He has 5 people looking at him right now. So what I would do, if I see this guy out of my, like, slightly in my LOS using his ult, I hear that ult, I walk in front of him, body block with a fortify. Which is, you slowly walk there, but I would do it with a fortify. This is goated Sig ult. Goated Bongo. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. Now let's see how you fix your defense. I'm not gonna watch. I'll watch your attack, I guess. I'll watch it fast though, just because it looked like you understood the premise of attack pretty much, and there's not like I'm just kind of repeating myself by now. But I do want to see how you learn from your defense. Okay. So you guys kind of just pop off. This is all fine. Okay, so you hear the wooded here left? Killer. Where'd your pole go? Did you pull right before it? So you heard those widow steps. I would as soon as I heard that widow steps, I would save my pull and look for her, then pull and secure the kill. But you gotta pull and your crew gotta kill off of it, so it worked perfectly fine. It's just that's the difference. Is I would be putting that into my personal self carry potential versus letting my team do it. So that's me being selfish with my pulls and just hoping my team can pop off without me. Meanwhile, you get a kill on the Mercy. You should just be able to walk forward and just win. This is all fine. Walk forward and kill their... Yeah. I would walk forward a little bit, but you did the exact thing that I would be doing. Ignore their main tank. They're getting pocketed by by the 2 squishies. Shoot the squishies in the background. That's perfect. And then since it's overtime pretty much, maybe take high ground, but I might just sit low ground a lot of times, just sit cart, extra pressure. Now that you've lost a player, I would sit cart and play for your Bongo. Bongo's a win con. It's a big pull. Okay, your team's kind of just feeding Bongo. Pull the monkey. Yeah. You did what you could. Not your fault. Wait, no way you guys win this fight. Yeah, that was doomed from the start. You lost your soldier on a flank going high ground, and then you lost her more at the very start. There's literally nothing you can do about that. I'm gonna go ahead and watch your defense. Let's see how you learn, or how you play differently, if you do play differently. Can I agree that the DPS were not good? Your DPS weren't great. Your supports weren't great either. But at the end of the day, yeah, you are in a rank. This game is in Plat, but anything below Masters, you can hard solo carry. Masters you can pretty much solo carry, and GM you can even solo carry, but you can't always solo carry. Like, going from... I've played on an account, like, playing Orisa, and to be fair, I'm a 45, 98 Orisa player, but I've gone... I think I was 26-4 all the way up to GM. Like, I lose those 4 games in Masters, right? Like, I solo carry all the way up there. Like, I don't lose a single game until I'm up there. Like, I'm trying not to I'm not trying to ruin low elo games. Like no matter what, you could be solo carrying this game. Realistically, everybody in this rank, is not playing their best that they could be. Meanwhile, like, I mean, your DPS, you said that they're not that good, but he just gotta pick on their fare with a Mercy Bucket. So, I mean, the one thing that I think I've actually seen you do pretty often. Okay, pull this Zarya. Alright, alright. So you see this, you see this Zarya walk in? As soon as you see this, Zaryas have a tendency to walk in because they have bubble. And as soon as you just shoot their bubble and then pull them. And then they will die because their hitbox is fucking massive on their head. You can destroy them. But I mean, you still got away with the kill. Let's see, pull in there. Yeah, so I think what the difference between you now on this defense and like what you did on the attacks is like you're focusing the squishies more and like kind of not you're playing further away, not letting their Rhine get value. So like when this Rhine's here, you should already be back here, or you can even be doing like you could be getting creative and like going right side and trying to kill their supports because they're squishy targets with your pull. Like you can do that mechanically. But like this is also fine playing for your win con of Bongo, right? So like you're back here now. They could have walked into you if they were smart, but they didn't. So now Bongo, you're calling Bongo this and just win the game. But at this point, you bongoed late. They've nanoed the Genji and they've charged in. By your split-second decision of waiting a little bit longer, it allowed them to have their decision and walk in first. So you guys lose that. Wait, oh, you lose. I thought you won this game for a second, so I was confused. You can kill that Genji, I believe. Unlucky you got bubbled. You would have killed him. That Mercy's almost dead. That Fair's almost dead. You're doing your job. You're gonna have to play closer. That shield that you placed back there, you got no value out of. I think you just didn't realize that you'd play close or something like that, maybe. Your team's getting picks. This is winnable. This is all fine. I would have turned at the Zarya because Zaryas are easy, but easy to kill. All right. You don't have to play here. You're putting your. You can play here for now, but make sure that when the fight actually begins, that you're slowly backing up to this corner. Let's see. Like, make sure you get the spam out, the back up. Yeah, it's what you do. Kind of what you do. Wait, hold on. I was doing that in 2x speed. Did their Ana just walk into you and nade, which is what Anas do? But you. Alright. As soon as you see this, you need to go and kill this Ana. This Ana is dead. If you turn and try to... You see her, right? And you gave up. You have gold up. Commit. Commit to this. She's what? One shot in melee? Yeah, she's maybe 2 shots in a melee. I don't... Damage wise, Orisa, I think it's 2 shots in a melee. I don't know Orisa's counters. I should know how the damage count. But that, if you go kill that Ana, first of all you get your ult charge off of that. It's 5%. 1 melee and a shot would get it, and you just win. But you beam that Zarya down. Focus the Ana first. If you focus that Ana, maybe she dies. Maybe you win the game. It's a very low chance possibility. I don't think you win that game regardless, based off of that. The game goes on for quite a while longer though. You go Diva, goated. Alright. So what I would say, well, let's just go like, let's do that. Try and get it there. Okay. Let's get paint. Actually, let's do notepad. Alright. ST Zog VOD review. Right. So the things that I would say that are the most important. Let's full screen that. Just make it even bigger. Fuck this. Okay. So the things that I would say that are the most important that you need to do is focus supports / squishy targets first. So like when shield breaking, be aiming at the target. Okay, I need to lower the size a little bit. So like the way that I can say that is like if you're shooting that Rhine shield, be aiming at the Ana and the very back side of that shield, and just be spamming that down a little bit. Okay. Second, I would say would be to use bongo quicker. So like you're generally using it correctly, but you are waiting. You are waiting too long. So, but you are waiting too long. So yeah. Focus supports and squishy targets first. Use your bongo quicker. You always pull a lot just to just flexing the HyperX. Okay, man, I was not flexing the HyperX defense. And then the next thing I would do is like just realize your comp versus others and play to your strengths. So Orisa versus Rhine. Spam then kill squishy is what I would do. So like you're spamming in that fight, and then spam then kill squishy, and you can flank during, like you can kill the squishy by flanking. Who's Rhine? That's how I spell Reinhardt. You like this spelling? But no. So like realize your comp. So like you're more of a spam comp, but then like once you break their shields a little bit, then you can brawl them and like shift into them. Alright, fine. I'll spell it correctly. I prefer spelling it this way. It's funnier. But you know, if you guys, I can do it this way too. I'm trying to think. Was there anything else? Lastly, the last thing I wanted to say was your polls are being contracted too soon. That's how I would describe it. So like you're clicking right click, and then the second right click is too fast. Like aim higher to displace, and further back to give you more space. Does that make sense? Like sometimes you even missed it because you clicked right click too early. So like when that Sigma was flying in the air, you clicked right click and you missed it. Because you just like clicked it too early. Because just wait a little bit longer and you'll be fine. But yeah, that's kind of, those are the 4 things that I would say. Copy, paste. I just sent that to you in DM, that way you can have it. Unironically, what I would, if you truly want to improve, is to put a sticky note on your monitor, like honestly on your monitor under like wherever it's not, and then do like bongo quicker, and just like write these like short things that you will remember this, like pull later, and like win cons. Like have gold usage could use some work as well. I think that kind of comes with time with the hero. Like you learn a little bit more, like limit testing it, and lower ranks as well. You can't really trust your supports as much, so I'm not like that hating towards it, but you could have like your gold usage could have had a little bit better work. But so like write on a sticky note and just have like these 3 words and like understand what that means. Because I put it all here, but like these are the long versions that like actually mean something. But like this is your short list of what you need to learn. So like that's the best thing is just to keep it refreshed in your mind and just try to improve on that. But yeah, that's my VOD review. All subs get free VODs. 1 full VOD like this, and more VODs if requested. Will always watch VODs during my queues, if you ask. So yeah, if you like to sub, I appreciate it. I'm actually about to end stream. I gotta go eat dinner. I got something later tonight, but I'm going to be live, and I'm going to be live tomorrow. Live tomorrow, 8:16, and I will be doing daily YouTube content. Wow, cool, very cool. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. So I appreciate you guys for coming.